guys, what's going on? Andrew coming at you, and this is like an update video. First, go Yule to everybody. I know I haven't been around as much, and one of the reasons is actually good news is that my job that wasn't full time has become full time, and so I'm working a lot more, which has been great. When you start working more and you have a little bit more responsibilities, it's not necessarily easy at first, and it takes a little bit more time and energy and effort because you want to do a really good job and you want to be successful at it. And so that took a little bit of my time. But what happened recently, that is the reason I thought I was going to get out videos a little bit quicker, and I was excited for the Christmas break to have the time to do it. But we decided to adopt a second kitty, my Sambo and I, a second kitten. And, it's a little bit time consuming beforehand because you're buying all the stuff. Like you need a second litter box, you need more toys, and you got to set it up just right so that the kitten feels great to be home. And we got a stall cat. And the stall cat is like, I always thought it was slang for like a cat being like, we would say in English a mutt or like a mixed breed. But when we got the kitten and we took her home, it was really rough for her because she kept hiding under the bed. And we set her up with her own room. She was separate from the other cat so that she had her own little safe space. But she hid under the bed for like 36 hours, and she might have licked her food. We weren't sure, but she wasn't eating for 36 hours. So we were really scared and concerned. We were in contact with the vet because we thought we were going to have to take her in to get her force fed. And luckily, with a lot of time, effort, and work, we were able to coax her out of, I was able to coax her out of the bed, play with her with some toys, and then we were able to get her to eat, which was it was awesome and fantastic just to see her to eat. And then she would hide back under the bed again. And she has made such strides in the last 3 days. And, it's a lot of time and effort because you have one cat, you got to keep that cat separate. Plus you have a kitten in another room, which means my Sambo and I kind of had to be watching both cats, taking care of both cats. And, it was just stressful. I hate seeing an animal in pain. And we did everything we can. And sometimes you just need a little bit of time to pass on as well. And when I finally was hanging out with the cat and like petting her and being around her, I gave it a sniff, and I was like, "What?" I used to live my dad used to live near a horse racetrack, and it was called Meadowbrook. And when I sniffed the cat, I smelled Meadowbrook. And what I realized was, this kitten really was a stall cat. So she grew up in a horse stable. So I think that she had contact with humans, and she did get care, but I don't think nearly as much as a normal cat would if it was like growing up in a home. And what I think happened was such a big transition for the cat to go from being in a horse stable to coming to our apartment. All the sounds are new, like opening up a dishwasher, putting a dish away. She's constantly running under and hiding. And we had to slowly introduce both cats together and do it all the right way. And it's stressful at first because you just think it's going to be like that forever. You start to say, did I make a mistake because we had one cat? Like we had this great situation. Did we want to get another cat? But I really wanted to get another cat because I might travel sometimes, and I'm probably not going to be able to travel as long. My cat that I have now, the deaf one that's white, Isa, she is so affectionate. Like she follows us around the house constantly. She's always sleeping where I am or where my Sambo is, and I just couldn't ever just imagine leaving her for a week and not having her have any contact from a human. I just feel that she would get really depressed and just feel awful. And I'm someone, my personality, like I can't ever imagine putting an animal through any type of pain at all. I've grown up with animals and I couldn't do that. And I think that people don't always consider animals' feelings a lot of times. And I feel like animals' feelings are just as important as humans. They're just as much valid as a human's feelings, that like my feelings don't matter more just because I'm a human and I can talk on YouTube. So the goal was to get a second cat so that they could both be buddies and so that she would never have to be alone when we left. There would always be another cat here. So we got them hanging out a little bit more, and they're having fun. They seem to really like each other, and the kitten hasn't completely come out of the room yet, but she's come out a couple times and explored a little bit. And now the kitten's coming to the door and scratching because she wants to play with the cat. But I have to supervise when they play because, my cat Isa is like 4 times bigger than Svea. Svea's 12 weeks. She's really tiny. And it seems like all the play is going fine, but every once in a while there's a hiss. Every once in a while there's a growl from the kitten. And so I got to separate them. So it's probably going to take a few days yet where we're kind of keeping them separate at night and stuff like that because I want to make sure that maybe she gets another week of size on her before we let that happen. And I want to make sure everything's perfect between both cats. But that's going really super well now. And that's been fun and exciting. But as you can imagine, me just talking about it, it's really tough to find the time to do YouTube. Now that everything is starting to work out, I'm going to try to get out as many videos as I can to you guys over the break. And I'm super excited. I just wanted to say I had a subscription service so people could support me. And people did. And those of you that donated, you're still more than welcome to write me an email and ask me a question. And I will definitely do a video response to that. But I took it away because I felt like I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to do videos because of me getting a full-time job. But for me, it's a great situation. I'd rather be in a full-time job situation. And, you know, that's great. Probably in a couple of years with YouTube, I would be able to maybe not work as much and actually be able to do YouTube. Maybe that's a possibility in the future, but it's always nice to have a full-time job as far as I see it. I've had some emails and stuff I haven't had a chance to respond to. I'm going to try to respond to some emails in question form in video. So I have a few ideas. And the final thing I just want to say as well is that I'm active as much as I can be on TikTok because TikTok does not take nearly as much time and effort. So like if I got 5 minutes of free time, boom, I can do a TikTok video, and I usually do. So if you guys are a fan of mine and you want to get a little bit extra, I recommend following me on TikTok. I believe it's at Andrew Austin 59. I'll put it in the description below. You can also follow me there. I'm able to put out a lot more content there. I've had a lot of success there. I believe I'm like almost at 30,000 followers there now. I get like between 4 and 5 million views a month. I don't know why people seem to like me so much more there than on YouTube. It's like those 15-second little clips tend to go really well. But it's probably because I like to be funny. Like I think I'm a funny person. People usually tell me that I am, but I usually don't explore that side too much on YouTube for some whatever reason, because jokes, you know, you can do it like in a minute. So if I'm going to do a 10-minute joke video on YouTube, that's going to take a little bit more time and effort because I'm going to have to write a lot of different jokes. I have a few idea plans and a few things that I would definitely like to do, though, with that. And then finally, I just want to say, you know, I'm enjoying Christmas, good Yule. I've liked it so far, being home. We're not traveling. You know, I'm working from home right now. I'm not traveling, but I do go out to run. That's about the only time I go outside. We even buy our grocery stores from home. I'll probably do a video about that. It's like mayhem. But I'll tell you one thing. And it's unfortunate, but you know, I want to say that in link shipping, it seems to be about 50% of the people really seem to take it seriously and follow the recommendations. And I'm sorry to say, but it seems like 50% of the people do not. Like, you know, I can't go outside for more than 5 minutes to not see people not following the rules or doing the right thing. So I'll give an example. On one end of it, I'm always constantly seeing groups of families together. You know, it's obvious, like grandparents with grandchildren plus their kids. You see, I'm always seeing people in groups of 7 or 8. I see people in running groups and they're like rated 8 people. I see everybody like doing the 8 people thing and kind of following, but at the same time, they're meeting people they shouldn't be meeting. And just yesterday for Yule, I mean, I ran around, I saw so many families together, still having little tiny get-togethers. And I believe that the numbers really spiked in Sweden after Black Friday because you had so many Swedes shopping in person. Although I think it was like 18% of the less shopping in person. But when you consider how serious this pandemic is, that's not that big of a change. So I still think things are going to rise. And then now we got this new strain of COVID. And my guess is it's probably already circulating throughout all of Europe and in the United States. And I think these little family get-togethers is really going to hurt us, unfortunately. And I think it's so sad. I talked to my parents about it at home as well because, you know, people do it in the United States. There's no doubt. We had that problem after Thanksgiving. I feel like people don't do what they're supposed to do until it's too late. It's not until, like, people in Sweden will take it way more seriously once the medical system's overrun and they don't have enough doctors to take care of everybody. And then suddenly everybody's going to take it more seriously. But the problem is there's that couple week delay. So if you take it seriously right when the medical system's overrun, it's too late. The damage is already been done, and that's the sad part. But I just feel like that's human nature for some people. They don't take it seriously till it's too late. But good news is, like, my sister just got the vaccine a week and a half ago. She works with COVID patients. She's a physical therapist, but she works with COVID patients a lot because a lot of these people get sick, and it's crazy. They can't walk afterwards. The recovery process is crazy, and so she works with some of them when they're still COVID positive. So she was able to get the vaccine. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's probably going to still take a while, but just a reminder to you guys, like, okay, I'm not saying you need to like scold people that aren't following the rules, but if we could bring this 50% of people to like 80% of the people in Sweden actually following the recommendations and doing what they're supposed to do, that's hopefully going to make a big difference. And again, don't mean to judge. It's just like, I don't really have that much sympathy for people that can't follow the rules because I haven't seen my family in a year and a half. And I feel like, boo-hoo, you can like survive not having Christmas with your family one time. Be responsible. All right, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Hej då!